of them.
Oh, okay.
But in a real fight time with 8-ounce gloves on, bye.
You can't with us, man. Quit playing, man. I looked at you like a little brother, and then I ain't really that mad at you because you just a little easily influenced. Like I'm really mad at that Floyd because he got you doing this.
Thing about Tank is just assuming he's going to be able to step up and fight an A-level guy. He's never even fought a B-level guy. He's never even unified. Like, not only is he fighting these low-level guys.
The boxing world has been buzzing over the recent fight between Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Lamont Roach. Adrien Broner sparked controversy by suggesting that the fight was rigged and that Roach had been unfairly denied a win. Adding to the drama, Floyd Mayweather stepped into the discussion, revealing some of the truth behind the situation.
If this kid said he'd been training every day for years, every day in boxing, I'm somewhere in Aruba, in the Bahamas, in Dubai, I'm traveling the world on my jet, making millions.
Gervonta Davis grew up in the tough neighborhoods of Baltimore, but quickly rose to fame in the boxing world with his powerful knockout punches and magnetic personality. His rapid success earned him multiple world titles across different weight classes. Partnering with Floyd Mayweather's promotional company further elevated his status, positioning him as the next big thing in boxing. However, as Davis's career progressed, tensions grew between him and his former mentor, Adrien Broner. Broner, feeling sidelined, publicly expressed frustration, hinting that Davis had shifted his loyalty toward Mayweather. In an interview, Broner bluntly stated, "I don't care," revealing the underlying rift.
No, I haven't talked to him about it, but we talked about it before. You know, we talked about it a few times, but you know, now that he is doing his own thing, you know, I hope the best for him. You know, I hope he is as big as the world. I don't care, you know. I just want to do good.
He keeps alluding that there was something wrong there, that he wasn't happy with the support that he was getting. You know, is there something there from what he's saying, from what your relationship with him?
That's not really for me to come out and talk about. You know, I'll wait until he's comfortable with saying and letting people know his business. But you know, now that he's on his own, you know, I hope it Lord.
At one point, Broner and Davis shared a close bond, almost like family. As a former world champion across multiple divisions, Broner took Davis under his wing, guiding him early in his career. They were inseparable, with Broner even referring to Davis as his little brother. However, things eventually changed, and Broner has since spoken about how their relationship became strained. He believes Davis began to feel abandoned, leading to the awkward dynamic between them today.
Right now, me and Tank, like, it's weird because he loved me to death. He know I love him to death. But we don't talk every day how we used to. Nigga, it used to be a time where you ain't see me without Tank, or you ain't see Tank without me. But what happened was, I think what happened was, he just like, damn, bro. I feel like he look up to me so much. It's like, I let him down. Cause he's somebody that really know like what I can do and how good I am. And it's like, he feel like, man, you tripping. You know what I mean?
Broner admits that he didn't have the resources to fully support Davis's career at the time. Realizing this, he introduced Davis to Mayweather, believing it was the best move for his future. Broner explained, "I didn't have everything, that's why I gave Tank to Floyd."
I brought him to the gym with an AB shirt on. But I didn't have everything right yet. You know, everything wasn't moving yet. You know, I was a little slow on my feet. So I gave him the floor. And every time we bring it up, Flav like, "Thank you, AB. You gave me a good one."
Does that feel like a win for About Billions Promotions as well?
Of course, because at the end of the day, I don't care who promotes Gervonta Davis. I'm still gonna support him. Same way. You know, he's a little brother to me.
Tank been around us since he was like 17, 16. Adrien was already famous on TV and everything. He wrote him on the internet. Twin didn't even know him. Blew him out, let him live with it.
Yeah.
Under Mayweather's mentorship, Davis reached new heights in his career. However, their relationship wasn't always smooth. Reports suggest that Mayweather was often critical of Davis's performances, sometimes even publicly. This tension eventually led Davis to leave Mayweather Promotions, seeking greater independence in his career.
Tank vents out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, he's to me he's still a kid, and when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man.
The recent fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach ended in a controversial majority draw. A pivotal moment came in the 9th round when Davis took a knee after Roach landed a jab. Typically, this would be ruled a knockdown, but the referee did not make the call. Many believe this decision affected the outcome of the fight, potentially robbing Roach of a well-earned victory.
I think Davis is a fraud, right? Let's just put it out there. What if he's a fraud? I know what you guys are thinking. Jerry, stop it. You're hating. There's no way. You don't know that. I don't know that. We've never seen him fight a B-level fighter. Mario Barrios, these guys aren't B-level. Frank Martin ain't B-level guys. Stop the bullshit. It's always a thought in the back of my head, right? And I don't think Tank is a fraud. I would pick him over Devin Haney, a guy I'm really high on still after the Ryan Garcia situation, and Vasily Lomachenko, a guy I'm still high on at this old age. But we really don't know. There's really no evidence backing that he could beat Devin Haney or Lomachenko. Everything about Tank is just assuming he's going to be able to step up and fight an A-level guy. He's never even fought a B-level guy. He's never even unified. Like, not only is he fighting these low-level guys, but he's not looking the most impressive doing so. I mean, Frank Martin, he was arguably down to. He was down against Rolly Romero. He was down against Mario Barrios. Even Isaac Cruz was a very close fight, a 7-5 fight. And yes, of course, he's getting the knockout against, most of these guys. I'm not going to sit here and argue that, but we got to admit, Devin. So what happens if the knockout doesn't present itself? It's safe to assume Tank is going to be down tremendously on the scorecards. Like I said, I don't think Tank is going to get exposed or nothing. Like, he's not going to be an elite fighter when he steps up in competition, but it's something in the back of my mind. What if Tank is just a B-level guy? What if he's just a guy who's been beaten on seeing D-level guys and he's really a...
The referee's decision to ignore the knockdown sparked outrage among fans and boxing analysts. Many felt this mistake changed the course of the fight. Some even speculated that the match may have been rigged, pointing fingers at Davis's camp and the officiating team. Commentators Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne discussed the controversy on their show, arguing that if the knockdown had been properly called, Roach likely would have won. Their concerns about the state of boxing officiating only added more fuel to the debate.
Fight was over. The first thing I said was, it's either going to be a draw or it's going to be a close decision to Lamont Roach. If they call this knee a knockdown, which they should have.
They should have.
A knee in boxing should count as a knockdown. It is what it is. We're not going to sit here and act like it's not. He wins that fight. Yeah.
Look at his confidence, though. He's stalking Gervonta.
I'm going to tell you when his confidence went through the roof. After Gervonta took that knee and then went to his corner, Gervonta came back with a flurry. And Gervonta was landing.
And Lamont handled it all.
Handled it. After that, I was like, oh, Lamont ain't scared at all. It's in the 6th round.
But look at his defense. Like, Lamont's defense is absolutely phenomenal. He's always ready to punch back. Look at him. Phenomenal.
And Tank was hitting him hard.
Yeah.
Look at Roach's face at the end of the fight. He's swollen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like Tank wasn't landing on him.
Nah, this kid can both of them.
Roach is tough, man. And then it's the whole Maryland, D.C. thing. Like, Roach can't get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He get knocked out. I got to go back to D.C. He got knocked out by Tank.
Nah, I can't do it.
He fighting for a whole city.
Yeah. And it's really Baltimore, D.C.
Baltimore, D.C. That's right.
The rest of Maryland, nobody's really giving a fuck. That's the real, you know what I mean? Like, if you're from Buckhead or wherever the fuck, what's the, no, not Buckhead.
I don't know.
There's some shit that,
no disrespect, Maryland. I only know Baltimore.
It's where all the white people live that work in D.C. but don't want to live there.
Oh, you talk about
PG
where,
County?
no, you talking about where that fucking, where the resort is. Oh, I know exactly. I was just there. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember right now.
Anyway.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But we've had 2 very high-level boxing matches in the last few weeks. The Beterbiev and Bivol fight and this one. Like, this is boxing at its best.
It's at its fucking best. It's make you love the sport, man.
It really does.
And this is why boxing is a great sport, because it's so unpredictable.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, it was something about Roach's confidence that was like, made me feel like, oh, Roach gonna be all right in that fight.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. These guys are in a phone booth.
Good boxing, man.
Both of them, yeah.
Good boxing.
I want to watch this 3 more.
During the 9th round, Davis claimed he took a knee due to eye irritation caused by hair grease. Roach Jr., however, was skeptical of this explanation. He noted that Davis showed no signs of discomfort earlier in the fight and questioned how such an issue could suddenly arise. Roach argued that no fighter should be allowed to pause a match for such reasons without clear evidence.
The part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But 2 is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
right. But you say you don't think he welling though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Spit fucking around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But you, it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on,
Take no
ref.
time out.
You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops, it's a no?
Hell no.
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
You know how many
Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times he fucked the fight up though. Right. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like, who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that. But like, he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that. Right. That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
Renowned boxing trainer Greg Hackett has weighed in on a potential rematch between Davis and Roach Jr. Hackett believes Roach would enter the rematch with an even stronger determination to win, bringing relentless energy to the ring. On the other hand, Hackett suggested that Davis might hesitate to take the rematch, possibly due to concerns about enduring another tough 12-round battle against Roach's aggressive fighting style. Hackett's insights highlight the psychological and strategic decisions fighters must consider after a controversial result.
Bet on another draw. Bet on the draw.
Yeah.
It's the best way to go. Bet on the draw. That's where I think you make the money. I think what they gonna do is they gonna even the odds so big, so crazy, you ain't gonna make no money betting on either one of them individually.
Yeah.
So the money gonna be on the odds. That's just what I think. It ain't come out yet, but if they fight in Vegas and they fight, and to be honest, I don't like that. Fight in Vegas. Bring it back on over to the East Coast. I don't like that.
The DMV makes sense.
I don't like how that smells. Something about the smell when you said Vegas. I don't like how that sounds.
I know a lot of people don't realize that, like, no camp is perfect.
Yeah.
I quote when Gervonta was dealing with some stuff ahead of the fight, like some serious shit. Now,
yeah,
no excuse. Lamont put on a great show. But I'm curious to see what is he going to look like with his plate being clean now.
Right. I think, honestly, it don't matter whether he going through something or not. You know why? He respects Lamont, and we seen it. And I'm not just saying that because of how Lamont did. I'm talking about you really could see Tank had a lot of respect for Lamont. I got them starting off from the last fight, round 13, going right back into it. And it's going to be a rumble.
So you feel like because of how the first fight went, it's not going to be no filling out. They just going to jump right into it and get busy?
Yeah, because what Lamont knows is What Lamont knows is if I don't win convincingly, if I don't knock him out, or if I don't beat the shit out of him, they not gonna give it to me. Tank know I can't go another 12 again, cause they gonna really say I have been exposed. That's one of the famous words. He's exposed. He exposed them. You know what I mean? That's the shit everybody say now. So Tank not trying to hear that neither. So Tank gonna be looking to really go in there, seek and destroy. But Lamont gonna be on the same.
Before his bout with Roach Jr., Davis lacked high-profile opponents. However, the controversy surrounding their fight has now fueled interest in a rematch. A second fight would give Davis a chance to silence doubts and reaffirm his dominance. It could also set the stage for future matchups against other top contenders.
Running out of available options for meaningful fights that look realistic in the here and now, right? He tried to fight Lomachenko. Loma said he didn't want to fight, so that fell out the window in 2024. Maybe it can be revisited. Rayo just lost to Gary Antoine Russell. I was looking at Rayo as a possible Tank foe. We do know that Team Tank reached out to Team Rayo at a point. So fast forward to the future. Shakur is doing deals with Turkey and Eddie Hearn. Seems like an obstacle. Tank says Eddie Hearn's a snake in a suit, and he doesn't seem to jive well with Turkey. Like he's like, this picture looks like a cult. It looked weird. And he's taking shots at the whole movement. You know what I mean? The whole Saudi stuff. So for me, I think this is great for Tank Davis because now you can rob the bank twice, run it back. Fans feel a type of way, which we'll talk about more. And you get to, like I said, rob the bank twice, run it back, get the clarity that boxing fans want. And then you can worry about the next move. Now, this is funny. I tell you guys all the time, there's a lot of low quality content in the world of boxing.
In their first meeting, Roach Jr. put up a strong fight, pushing Davis to his limits. Despite his efforts, the judges' scorecards did not fully reflect Roach's dominance in certain rounds, possibly influenced by Davis's star power and pay-per-view status. This raises questions about whether a fighter's marketability can influence judges' decisions. The Davis versus Roach Jr. fight has sparked important discussions about fair officiating, scoring, and the role of a fighter's reputation in professional boxing. Fans are now eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this unfolding drama.
In footwork, you never saw him lunging in. You never saw him lunging in. He was never able to time him. Gervonta, that is. He was never able to time Roach. He edged his way forward. It was discipline personified. That is what you need to do against a counterpuncher. You can't make mistakes. You can't overcommit. And that is what Roach did. I also thought Roach was great with the left hook. The left hook landed pretty well. And we saw Gervonta taking a lot more clean shots than we've seen in recent fights. I mean, he really was doing really well. And it was up close as well. It was up close. He worked really well on the inside, Roach. And he was punching on the turn as well. So when Gervonta was trying to, use lateral movement and pivot out, Roach would follow him around and keep throwing punches. And that was really good as well because, when a counterpuncher or when anybody is on the move like that, it's extremely hard for them to counter you. So that is when you can commit a little bit more. And there were moments in the fight when Gervonta was in front of him with a high guard and Roach was throwing 3-4 punch combinations. Most of them weren't landing, but you'd get the third shot in or the fourth shot in. And overall, I just felt like it was a great game plan from Roach. I really did. And I have to be honest, during the fight, mid-rounds, I was like, okay, I expect it to start slipping away from now. I'd sort of almost built this narrative in my head of what I normally see with a Tank Davis fight. And before the fight, I was saying, first few rounds, expect Roach to probably rack up a few points. Gervonta will start to work him out, down the information, and then he'll start timing him. But as it went on, it just didn't happen. It just never came. And Roach rolled on, and he did such a good job. And I think that, look, I'm giving Roach all the credit here. It was close regardless. This was a close fight. He didn't win all the rounds. There were moments where Gervonta was having a little more success than landing those shots to the body, landing clean punches.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates.